So finding the way in the neighboring house basement, dragging them through the street, and and harrowing quickly. And I think that appropriate responses to queer, that's sort of say. What I say, it doesn't matter to you because you want to come into my house and search it. And I would love to stand up to you, but it seems like in the current disposition, I'm blocked. And I'm either going to come into the house myself or it just doesn't matter. So don't try to pull me into your evil deed. Because it's like, should I lie? Is it a socially accepted lie? Or a pattern that's socially accepted in breaking the argumentation out of the dichotomy that it truly occupies? And even if in this kind of conversation the people are tuned to this dumb, then people are just not adroit enough to come up with the evasions of this sort. I know I've lamented the state of cut keys and the set in the church and the state and helped cultivating the truth prudence. The other thing that I think about this moral universe that I want to kind of shift outside of the current dimension is the idea that we are responsible for consequences in a kind of one-to-one way. And I don't think that Tom and it gives turns as a fruit of our action adjusting the result. And it's not just like the kind of pious throwaway recall. It's not the Maton response with a successful operation in the context of the Lord's providence. So I think the couple of stories in the Synagaston, Gassi and Shibada Tadas, whether or not this guy was harboring Christianity in the Valerian persecution. And he said, I know where they are, but I'm not going to tell you because they suffered greatly and they were prosecuted by the Jesuits in the beginning of the story. And that was his perseverance. The subsequent texts important in the heightened place. And the certain Noli sister giving the saint of the book and chanting all night long. And she was asking, is that a yes for both he and her friend? And I could not defend this kind of logic by lying. And then the girl, she had the confidence that she would be freed, and she was shortly thereafter. And I don't think that we live in a parallel universe. I can't believe in it because I am it. And that's a moral choice. And I don't think that we should think about it in terms of outcome assessments in the same way. I think that's reason to be responsible. And I want to move it into the zone of prudence and this idea that light opposed to darkness doesn't get you the result that you're looking for to abide by. And that's the final stop. That's the moral institution acutely at the stage because it's someone else who suffers. If it were us, it's like a Jew out in hiding, would it be a kind of moral evaluation? We would feel more acutely because it's somewhere else over whom we exercise the responsibilities as men. This is the kind of nostalgia that he's been pointing to. And taking it out of the context of apostles and Egyptians and the Book of Silence and the Shisaka Indu, the most devious tactic of the Japanese employing Jesuits to renounce torturing other people. And the response to this and people's and the hieroglyphs that were used was to suffer for it. And it's not directly aggressing. It's not aggressive either, is it? It's a sin, maybe, and it's addressing the water under the bridge. We lack something with it. It's something that has been taking effect in our lives with and it's a larger one. It's not getting sick and not getting afraid as a result of which vitiated and the fruit a courageous, magnanimous. My heart is built for such a thing. It's not going to affect other people. I feel myself. I see myself. I observe myself. Mazal. And y'all. So again, there's an epitome that's easy to talk about in the false dichotomization. And sometimes it's totally pure, and in others it's flowy. And there's a third option sometimes. Many times there isn't a third option. You gotta chew the salad leaf. And Pius 12, arranging the false passports, and even that false baptism is a secret. That's a lie. And now you're going through the checkpoints, and they want to see your passport, for example, enabling you to see through the baptism of the certificate, and you will never, ever lie. You will not show you the falsehood, because it's given to me by a pulper. And I will not give him the false documents by Pope. And that seems to me to be absurd, that I wouldn't do it. And you would say, no, I can trust the Pope. I know that this is morally trusted. And the Pope did this, and the saint did this. And Father Chiswick said, I'm on Mary the man, on the equivocation, and married to the church the bride. So it's a union that's unexpected. A rail. Derailed. And I went, how? I met him. And that's what I want you to think. Because, again, and again, that's when in the military you can get to the board. Then you falsely accuse the attacker. That's an extremely important thing to do. And if you do it properly by sending someone behind the trickery trim, then you manage to get by and anyone you want. Kamala, attacking by noon. And I tell you, if it's at 9 in the morning, you haven't slept the whole night through, you think they're whatever. You're gonna you're gonna be a little turd. So funny. So talented. And you should not do anything that you don't want to do. Even the falsifications. Yeah. The double negation. And maybe make a joke right after. Say something that at least momentarily is expected as an identity shift, even if for a nanosecond, because that's where the humor is. You are leading them into error and more air to breathe better. It's freshness. Tone my twist and ziggling. Speaking nonsense. Riding low and an elephant from the airport. And took minutes of ha 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 hee hee hee, it's not that funny. That nanosecond and that cadence is shortened. Why? Isn't it okay in context to say a falsehood to save my own so that you don't commit it? That's a benefit that you don't get to bond with, insists Saul. In this context, you don't have a right to know the truth. It seems to me that's a reminder. And that's how you get a laugh out of them. Not save lives, but to grit. How do you resolve this? Surely. Definitely. You just wait for more. And once it's ready, it's gonna deliver itself. And we can pick it up where we left off. Communicate something in the momentum for the purpose of deception. So don't joke over it, even if it comes to your mind. Because what you've conceived in your mind is just a joke. And you're not telling it to deceive, you're telling it to delight. In a sense, for instance, like guards, nose change, and hey, don't hit it. You're gonna switch the walk. And let it be. Greatness, traits, and glimpses into yourself.